Peace and love, everybody. This is the one and only Cortland Kalani, King Kalani. And we're coming straight and direct with you today with a dope lesson. And we call this one Private Banking 101. And we're basically just going to discuss, how to move. I'm going to teach you guys today, how to set up your affairs, really just get this private thing going, man, and just know how to manipulate and move through the system and really understand what it means to have these foreign trusts and different things like that. So we're just going to get into it. I'm really not going to do too much talking. I'm going to get straight and direct. I'm going to try not to drag this out too long. We'll make it short and sweet. First and foremost, what is the definition of a bank? All right. It's important that we first understand and know what a bank is. All right. So let's check this out. A bank is a bench or a seat. The bench or tribunal occupied by the judges, the seat of judgment, aka it is a court. Okay, you understand that a bank is a court, just like the courtroom that you go into every single day when you're going there for your charges or whatever it is that you're doing, messing with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We must understand that the courtroom is a bank, people, which is why we can use, promissory notes and different things like that in the courtroom, because this is all banking that's going on here. It's important that we understand that, man. It's important. It's an institution of great value in the commercial world, empowered to receive deposits of money, to make loans, and to issue its own promissory notes designed to circulate as money and commonly called banknotes and bank bills. Okay, do we understand that they just told y'all? Listen, they just told y'all that these banks issue promissory notes designed to circulate as money. That does not mean it's real money, because we already know that real money is actually gold and silver, right? So they got things circulating as money, which are promissory notes. And if they can use promissory notes, why can't you? Right? I guess then, that's really what we're going to have to come down to and understand what private banking really is about. But first, we got to know what it is. So a bank is a court that's empowered to receive deposits of money, and a bank issues promissory notes. Period. Moving along. Understanding taxes and what they truly are. And I use this example here because this is this really kind of points it out, and it points a real clear picture, and I like to explain this. So when we go out to eat or whatever, we're using our public checking account, right? And let's say we buy some food at the restaurant, we swipe our card, they'll always bring us back that receipt, right? Correct. And see, when you sign that receipt, that signature is actually permission for them to go in your public checking account and go and pull that money from you, right? Okay, your signature gave them the permission. Okay, that signature is the power. All right, then basically when you left that tip, right, you left that tip for the actual for your server or anything like that, that little extra tip, that wasn't a part of the original bill. That tip wasn't included in the price on the actual menu, was it? Nah, so that tip is what we would call a tax, okay? That was something extra outside of the original purchase price. That was a tax, okay? Now, I use that example because I want you all to understand what taxes really truly are. So let's go on down here to, when you're purchasing a home and a mortgage. We must understand that, when we're looking at, these promissory notes, when we're looking at a warranty deed, when we go and get a house, we got to understand that, that's a promissory note, y'all. Okay? That warranty deed is a promissory note. Okay? And when you sign that promissory note with your signature, you just gave them permission to access your account. Now it's about what account, because we already know people don't have thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars in their public bank account to go and purchase a home, right? Most people don't have just 100,000 sitting in the bank account. So clearly putting your line on the signature doesn't mean they going in your public bank account to go pull that 100,000. What are they doing? They're going in your private treasury account. Okay, and they're pulling that money out of your private treasury account and loaning it back to you. Okay, do you understand? They're loaning your own money out of your own private treasury account back to you and added their own interest to it. That's what credit is. It's your own private account. All right. So when you go and buy these houses and you put your signature on that line, Yeah, you bought the house right there as soon as you put your name on the line, right? And everything after that, every single month you paid a bill on that house, that is what we call a tax. You paid it to a third party. The real sale was between you and the realtor, right? That's who sold you the house. So who is this third party that you hired? Okay, you basically hired a landlord for your own property, and you chose to pay him, right? Because you didn't have to. Your signature already paid for the home. You just literally hired a third party to pay taxes to. All right. So if we understand, right, if we understand that truly your money is the signature, that's what a power is, then everything we're paying every month are just taxes, right? We need to learn how to handle taxes, right? So anyway, rule number 1, during debit and credit transactions, your signature is the payment, the permission to pull funds from your public and private account. You have a debit card that's funded by your public checking account, right? Then you also have a credit account that's funded by your private treasury account. Every dollar you fund or pay to a third party after you sign for the original product price is technically considered a tax, okay? And if you don't believe that you have a private treasury account, you don't believe that it's real, I say go out and rent a car, right? Go out and rent a car with your credit card, with your social or whatever, and don't bring it back. Just rent it, take off, and never bring it back. See what they charge you, right? See if you don't have a collection accounts on your actual Social Security, and I bet they got paid. They'll get paid for that car, regardless. It'll be up to you to actually pay it back now, because that'll be a collections account on your social. How did they get their money? They took it from your private treasury account, man. That's what I'm telling you. You got a private social, man, and got all the bread in there. Anyway, we're going to keep it moving. Next. Why moving through a foreign trust is important, okay? First and foremost, this is all a game. And it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it, all right? You set up a foreign trust so you can move through these domestic commercial waters tax exempt, okay? Tax exempt, all right? I'm not a Chinaman, so therefore I don't expect to pay taxes in China. I don't. I'm not Chinese. Why would I pay taxes to a foreign corporation that's, foreign to me? I don't know. Same thing with the U.S. corporation. You know what I'm saying? If you know that your body is the temple and God is within you, you would stop paying all these foreign taxes. Anyway, you fill out an SS4 document for your trust, your 9(8) trust that you wanted to create, establish the 9(8) number with the EIN, with the EIN and the IRS. And, or if you don't live in America, I'm sure that you all have some type of, internal revenue system there in your country. And I'm sure that you all can also get foreign, trust numbers. Just research it and look it up. I already know the majority of countries have foreign trust numbers, people. Trust. The United States isn't the only one doing it. We aren't that special. Now, you can create a new 9(8) number every single day with the IRS. There is no limitations. And that's what I really too wanted to explain and make sure that y'all know that we can have as many foreign trusts as we want to, people. You know what I'm saying? I put it like this. People like Donald Trump, have multiple trusts. Multiple businesses running and operating under this trust. That's why when one of his companies goes bankrupt, he just closed that trust down and he just keeps it moving, man. It doesn't affect all of his other trusts and his other assets because they're all foreign, separate entities. You know what I'm saying? And when you get smart and when you learn how to do this banking, man, you'll have an entity that might be worth millions of dollars, and you might have another foreign trust entity that's worth millions of dollars. And this entity over here might be ready to collapse and it's about to fall. So, hey, I'm going to transfer all my assets from foreign trust 1 to foreign trust B. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to let foreign trust 1 collapse. And then, foreign trust, B, we're going to be good. Foreign trust 2 is good. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about nothing. We moved all the assets to another foreign trust that had no connection to the other ones. We got to learn how to use these trusts, people. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, people like Donald Trump that went bankrupt numerous times, and yet he's still a millionaire. It's just because he knows how to move his assets, man. If you learn how to move your assets, your ass will be set, okay? Don't get the tripping out here with yourself, man. Learn and understand what these 9(8) numbers are, all right? Boom. Now open up a trust bank account utilizing your passport, your 9A EIN, and your own certificate of trust papers. And we're going to offer some trust papers actually in the document, and you all can just fill them out, add in your own articles of incorporation, all of that, man. And and if you're in this part of the the studies with us here on iselflawandmaster.com, then you probably already know a little bit about trust, and you probably already have trust. So really all you got to do is go in there with your certificate of trust to the bank, again, along with your passport, 9A EIN, and you can set up a foreign trust bank account. Just that simple, y'all. It's really not rocket science. You do not have to use your social security number to open up a trust bank account. Do you understand? I will say that again. You do not have to use your social security number to open up a trust bank account. There's no reason that your social should have any connection to this foreign trust bank account, okay? No connection. All right? So do not give them that social, because you do not want to have any connection to that. You don't want them deducting, taxes out of this foreign trust account or anything like that, because this has nothing to do with your domestic social security number. This is its own foreign entity. Good. Now you will apply for a Visa checking account card in the name of the trust, or what you choose, whatever. You're there at the bank. You can tell them what you want on the card, whatever you want. The man with the plan on there, whatever you name your trust, man. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But you can name it whatever. On mine, I put like King Kalani L. And yeah, every time I make a swipe somewhere, they got to call me King. You already know, man. Straight up. How do we set up a foreign trust? Since this is a foreign trust operating in commerce as its own nation, it must have its own jurisdiction. That's what the bylaws are for, people. You know what I'm saying? You put these bylaws on there so that you can basically create a constitution for like your life, or a constitution for your trust and how you all are going to regulate yourself, right? That's what the bylaws are. And if you look and if you notice, even in the Constitution here in the United States, they also have articles of incorporation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's very important that we understand what a constitution is, people, because you got to write a constitution for your own life, and that's what the trust and the bylaws are for. You're a free man. You just need to let the world know how you're operating your life. And yeah, you must have a family coat of arms, a flag, a seal, or whatever. And as you notice in these pictures, we got, some of the coat of arms of noble families in Europe and just all over. And these are Moors, people. These are Aboriginals. Look at how they have their family crests, their names, all of that. Do you have one for your family? Do you have a coat of arms? Do you have a flag? Do you have a trust? Do you have a will for your family? These are the basics, people. You got to get this stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a if, ands, or buts or anything. Like, yo, this is the basics, yo. Basics. Don't get caught slipping out here. Filling out your trust document. It's very simple, man. It's very, very simple. You put your name or religious assembly title in the John Doe sections. We already, like I said, we already have a template. We're gonna put it in the actual in the template file, on the lesson files, like how we normally do, and you just go on through and read it over and fill it out, man. It's real simple, y'all. It's a trust document. Like I said, most of y'all have already studied these and gone through them and know what they are. So yeah, this shouldn't really be too complicated to do. If you have any medical needs or requests, make sure to list them as medicinal purposes, because the U.S. government can't infringe on your constitutional religious rights, okay? Play the game now, list them as medicinal and religious, or whatever, man. So like if you smoke marijuana or whatever, make sure you list this in your constitution as a medicinal, a medicinal thing, man. This is a medicinal benefit, and this is your religious right, and you have all right, to assert your freedoms, man. You know what I'm saying? Even the United Nations and Declarations of Human Rights even tell you that, you all have every tribal practice, every tribal native has the right to practice, his own traditions, his own cultures, his own medicinal practices, man. Like, that's in their own papers, their own words. So, it all just depends on what you include and what you call medicinal. So just make sure you put that in your constitution. Anyway, this is a private document, so you don't have to post it publicly. But if you like, you can record it in the county real properties division, and you don't even have to post the whole document. You can just post the memorandum of trust, or you can just post the certificate of trust. Basically, just showing proof that there was a trust that was created. You understand? Good. It's very simple. Again, right here in the legal name column, you can just put John Lee Doe, doing business as John Lee Doe, or if you want to, you can just put your name there. Just their name in all caps, whatever. That's fine. Whatever you want to name your trust, that's up to you. It don't even have to be John Lee Doe, y'all. Like I said, you can have multiple trusts. Whatever you want to name your trust, that's fine. And if you got a trade name, that's cool for it. You can put that there. The executor, again, you put John Lee Doe, or whatever your name is, and put administrator. And everything, like I say, is pretty self-explanatory. City, zip, whatever. And on here too, on the street address and city, zip, most of the time they're going to ask you for a foreign address, so definitely have that prepared too. Go ahead and put a foreign address in a foreign city and state, and you can choose any foreign address outside of the United States. So before y'all even ask, just know you can choose any foreign address. It just has to be foreign. And over here on the left side is where you put your mailing address, where you want everything to be sent. For the name of the responsible party, you can put John L. You can put your name or whatever. And 7B, they have the social security number here. Now, this is one that, I'm kind of touchy on. I'll go back and forth. You can kind of, do what you feel more comfortable with. Like I said, we don't have to give them a social according to the IRS. And you see, I'll actually show you that code here in a little bit. But yeah, you can say that's against your religion, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you don't have to have or have to use your social. So just remember that. No, you're not creating an LLC. And yeah, you want to say that this is a foreign corporation. You're creating a foreign corporation, period, man. You're doing business with this. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you're the administrator of the corporation. Now, if you were creating a trust instead, and you wanted to make a trust, then right here on number 3, you would say trustee, and then on 9A, you would say trust. You would check off trust instead of corporation. But since for this example, I'm saying, we're creating a foreign business. It is what it is. This is how you set it up. You would say, you put your name here as the executive and put the administrator here. And then in 9A, you would say a corporation, because you're creating a foreign corporation, period. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving along. In number 9, NA, and number 10, you check off for banking purposes, okay? And you can put WA here and in the other spot too, or whatever. But most likely, if you just want to make it simple, just put banking purposes. I don't even know why I checked off the other here in WA. You ain't really got to do that. Just click off for checking purpose. Click off for banking purposes. The reason why is because you've created this foreign business, and basically you're using this foreign 9A EIN so that you can open up your own trust bank account, your foreign bank account. Okay, all right. So understand that you're opening up a foreign bank account, and you needed this for banking purposes. All right, cool. Now, the date the business started, you can put your today's date, 0000 here, in slot 13, closing month December. Check one box here for number 16, and you can put for contracts and commercial paper. And yeah, that's it, man. John Lee Doe, administrator again, and that's it. Real simple, man. Real easy to fill out the SS4 document. Get a 9A trust EIN without a social security number. This is exactly how y'all do it, man. Providing your social security number is optional, but you can reject using your social security number by stating you're Amish or a Mennonite. And it's funny because, we all, I'm not Amish, I'm not a Jew or whatever, Jewish or whatever. But y'all gotta understand, man, this is a game, and this is all about identity. Who were the first Hebrews, man? Who were the real Hebrews, man? Not Jewish, not kind of like or whatever. We talking about the real ones. So at the end of the day, man, I see it as, play the game. We the real Hebrews here. All right. Let's not play. And if, we got to do what we got to do to get to where we got to get to, then do that, man. Do that. Period. You must ask, who is the system considering due? Who can claim it? It's the real question, man. And it didn't say anything about any shade or if a melanated man, nothing like that. No, it just says, do you call yourself Amish or a Mennonite? Or can you identify as that? And if so, cool, you ain't got to give us a social. All right. How to fund your trust now, okay? How to fund your trust. Now that you've opened up this bank account, you got this foreign bank account, you know what I'm saying? How do you fund it now? What are you going to do to fund your account? Okay? Simple. Since you have a new EIN, you will need to establish credit for your trust by applying for business credit trade lines with companies like Uline, Quill, Yumplers, and Vistaprint. Okay? You can go on here and get new, fresh lines of credit. They ain't going to be a lot, but they'll give you a starter, a little bit to start with. And yeah, you can go from there, man. And another good one I like is Capital One. You can go online there, open up a business account, and actually, get a whole, $500 in like credit, man, to start off with. Like, I love how Capital One did it, man. They blessed you, boy. And I had $500 in credit, and yeah, on a business account, man. So it was lovely. It was lovely. If you have assets, you can add these items to your foreign trust to be borrowed against via UCC1, UCC3. Okay, that's very important that we know and understand that, because once you take our estate planning course and you set up your UCC1 trust and everything like that, then you can go ahead and start documenting new assets that you are adding to your trust via a UCC3. It's almost like a deposit form. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you add new properties to your trust via a UCC3, and then you take that UCC3 or whatever into a bank, and you can show them, hey, I got this property shown in my trust on this financing statement here. That's all UCC1s are, people. They're just financing statements showing statements of your finances, of your property, of all your documentation, of all the things that you have in your private trust, period. So you bring in this UCC1 into the banker and you say, yo, I got these properties here and I want to borrow against them, period. Whatever it is, property, stocks, savings bonds, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you have saved as assets, you can borrow against them. Put them in a trust and borrow against them. Boom. If you already have good credit, you can be a personal guarantor for yourself and co-sign on loans and purchases for the foreign trust until the business credit score is high. All right? Understand this, y'all, because this is how many of y'all gonna take off out here. All right? Listen, if you're going out to go get a new car or whatever it is, and you have your foreign trust set up, make sure that you buy it in your foreign trust name. All right? The name of the title owner of that car needs to be your foreign trust. All right? Now, they're going to say, well, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. Smith, you don't have any credit with this foreign trust. So therefore, we need some credit, to verify you and prove you for this car. Well, cool. Well, I got good credit on my personal Social Security number. Well, you know what? I'll be a personal guarantor, for my own loan. I'll basically, loan myself. And what y'all got to realize is, man, they basically, are just using some credit profile to fund and buy the car. Now, you bought the actual car through a foreign trust that is not controlled by the U.S. or it's not controlled or administered by the U.S., man. So y'all got to understand that, this really boils down to writing off your taxes, okay? Because when you buy things through your foreign trust, you just turn around and write them off as taxes. They're just taxes. You're going to write them off, and we'll have a whole lesson on discharging debt. But first, we want to get y'all all set up and moving through your foreign trust, okay? And the name of the game is you buy things through the foreign trust, but you can co-sign, all right, with your social until you build up the credit line on that business, okay? All right, and once you actually build up the credit score on your business, You totally do away with using your Social Security anymore. You've made it to the promised land, and you're good now. Because now every single charge that you get against your business, what are you going to do? You're just going to discharge it, all right? Because your signature, all right, your signature is what bought the product, right? Your signature is what gives them, like, your signature is what they took the money out your private account with at the time of the sale with your signature. So the thing, whatever you bought was already paid for, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that you bought it through a foreign trust, you know what I'm saying, makes it illegal for you damn near to even pay any taxes after that, y'all. You foreign. How can you pay domestic taxes on a product every month? You can't, y'all. You're foreign. Write that off. That's the name of the game. Got personal bad credit? Well, no worries. You can repair your credit. You can repair your credit history and add trade lines to your Social Security number to boost your credit score quickly. Okay? Clean the credit, then boost it with some trade lines. Get a 750. Go in there, get you a new house. Use your foreign trust to buy it. Co-sign it with your social. Then turn right back around when that first monthly bill comes in. And what do? You write off the taxes and accept them for value, and then put that property in your trust. Okay? Then you can turn around and you don't even need to get credit no more. Why? Because you can turn around and just borrow against the property that you have. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to go and get a loan just out of nowhere. You use your properties now to borrow against. That's what assets are. All right? And you keep using that same asset to, let's say the house is worth 150. Yo, you can borrow $100,000 against that house, turn around, discharge it, and do it again. Turn around, discharge it, do it again. You know what I'm saying? That asset is like a bank to y'all now. And you can keep constantly liquidating it over and over and over again. And the same concept works with you co-signing for yourself until you build your business up, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You can just keep pulling money out of your treasury account to keep purchasing things and just turning around and writing it off with writing off the taxes, man. With your foreign trust. Don't y'all get it now? This was always about knowing how to move and knowing what to do. All right? Understand, man. This isn't really that hard, y'all. You just needed to set up, get your affairs in line, then start moving through a foreign trust. Period. It's not about what you do, but how you do it. First and foremost, let's look this up, man. Let's look up and see what the term domestic trust means. And this is according to the Internal Revenue Service and like their own menus now. I mean, their own manual. So it'll tell you the term domestic trust means a trust in which a court within the United States is able to exercise primary supervision over and administration of the trust. Okay, a domestic trust. That means they can control it. All right, your Social Security and all that, your treasury account, like that's a domestic trust. All right, like the U.S. can control that. They have supervision and administration over that. Now, go down and look at that foreign trust now. The term foreign trust means any other trust other than a domestic trust described above. Everything that applies to the domestic doesn't apply to the foreign. Okay, they don't have supervision. They don't have administrative control. And that's why you, as the foreign trust, can just write off those taxes because they don't really have any obligation to force you to pay those taxes. Okay? You're not a U.S. citizen, so you don't have any obligation to pay taxes. You're exempt from them. Period. It's very simple, man. Very simple. The catch is when you purchase items through a foreign trust, you're putting the transaction in a jurisdiction foreign or that's outside the U.S. legal supervision and control. You literally use your signature to pull credits from your U.S. private treasury account to fund yourself. Then you use their fake credit that's owed to you via your strawman treasury account to buy real tangible assets that can be liquidated in any currency. Right? If I have a home, I can liquidate it in Chinese yuan. I can liquidate it in British pounds. I can liquidate it in whatever form of money that I want to. All right? That's what we need to understand about assets, y'all. We can liquidate them in any currency. That's the real value here, not that paper money. All right? Use their fake credit to get real tangible assets. Period. Don't be no fool around here stunting with all this paper money like these celebrities you see on TV, man. That's foolery, y'all. That's foolery. You know what I'm saying? The banks crash tomorrow. That paper money can't do nothing but give you a comfortable pillow to sleep on. Y'all better open your minds, man. Question. So if you sign to buy domestic things on credit through a foreign trust, are you ever supposed to pay domestic taxes afterwards? And we've already answered that. No. Hell no. And I ain't finna start paying taxes now. Now, I'm foreign, brother. So, sisters, y'all better get on it now. Okay? I couldn't tell you the last time I paid taxes, man. I don't pay taxes when I go in the store, and this grown man ain't paying taxes never. Moving along. Now, after you've done all that, set up your private banking affairs. We need to learn and know the importance of moving right, man, like I said. And we like to start with contracting with your job. Just want to make sure for those who are still working with a job or whatever, that's cool. Just know how to contract with them, okay? You know, so close all public bank accounts opened in your social security number. Go ahead and do that first and foremost, man. Close all public bank accounts. You know, and only use your foreign one now. You know, start banking and start getting paid to your foreign bank account. Give the company, you know, that checking number. Do all of that. Get paid through your foreign bank account. No longer through your public. Resend your W-4 contract with the job's human resources department. Okay? That W-4 is what gives them access to go on your straw man account and actually pay you out your own straw man money. But that's a whole nother conversation. Alright? Now, next, you want to submit a W-8 bin utilizing your 9/8 EIN. This is what you give to your actual human resources department. That's what you're letting them know, that you're a foreign entity and you're moving through a foreign trust. Like, that's what the W-8 bin is for. Okay? Give that to your company, and basically that's how they know not to take out your taxes, because they're going to treat you like a foreign entity now. Okay? Boom. Now the question you must ask is, can a domestic company domestically tax a foreign entity that it's contracting and doing business with? Can a domestic company tax a foreign entity that it's contracting and doing business with? Y'all already know the answer to that. No, of course not. So anyway, here's this W-8 bin over here. I got it filled out. It's pretty simple. I got my information here. It just shows Cortland Kalani for the name, country of citizenship, United States of America Republic, you know, permanent address, same thing, you know, put whatever you want to here. Country, put the United States of the Republic. Taxpayer, you put your social here because they wanted to know what taxpayer, what identification number are you using from their social system to be able to basically play the game, you know, and you know, basically even be registered as a, you know, I mean, how are you registered? What is your tax identification number that makes you an official member of this system? That's when you can give them your social. But in number 6, that's when you're telling them, but yo, I'm moving through a foreign trust. So for tax purposes, I want you to use my foreign trust. And basically, that's what you're telling the IRS and the company, that, you know, I'm not to be taxed. I'm operating through a tax-exempt trust, and that's how I want to be recognized. So that's the importance of this W-8 bin paper. It's very, very important. Number 9, you certify that the beneficial owner is a resident of, you know, you can say the United States of America Republic, or you can say Al Moroccan, whatever, you know, because of course this is Al Morocco. And number 10, you can put Resolution 75, Peace and Friendship Treaty 1787. These are just different treaties and things that state that us as Aboriginals, Moors, that we can actually, you know, claim our nationality and claim who we are and proclaim it, and basically, you know, receive our tax benefits. That's all it is. Very simple. Moving along. Child support and domestic taxes. All right, I wanted to finish with this one, man, and with this last, because I know a lot of people ask me about child support and how we, you know, well, first we got a child support package that you can actually submit into your court case and different things like that can actually bring it all to a halt. Secondly, we actually have what's this called? Well, you know, I like to say, how can they tax a foreign entity, right? How can they do that? Because let's remember now, these people, these businesses, they're operating as corporations now. They're foreign. Not foreign. Excuse me. They're domestic corporations. You know what I'm saying? So how can they tax a foreign corporation? They can't, right? So if you're moving and changed all of your domestic bank accounts over to your foreign bank accounts, and now you're moving foreign, can they even take anything out of your bank account, your money? You're getting paid everything through your foreign accounts now. Nothing's even going through your social. You feel me? So moving private and private banking is really just about stop moving through your social. Only use it to co-sign for stuff, but still buy it through what? Your trust. You do everything through a foreign trust so that you can be exempt and free. And that's my time, y'all. Thank you for giving me your ear. It's your boy, Cortland Kalaniel, and I appreciate you, man. Peace, love, and light. I'll let your boy.